other worlds. Tristan, hero of good, set out to open the murky portal to gain the support of heroes from other worlds. While the black cowboy hat-wearing evil was meandering around somewhere far away, heroic plans were elsewhere being forged. Tristan, the handsome paladin of good, had partially overcome the death of his stepfather, Thanos, and was now fully committed to serving good once again. Although the armies of good had been crushed, this was only a problem on this world, in this universe. All Tristan had to do was find a place where there were other, even stronger heroes and get them to support him. Deeply hidden in the stunted lands stood the murky portal, which, according to rumors, opened the path to another world, or even to the multiverse. Tristan set out.
Kind of strange portal. Probably an allusion to something.
This is the murky portal, which, according to rumors...
Boring. Can we activate it by hitting it? Forward, creatures. Keep hitting the portal until it starts to glow, or does something else exciting.
The portal seemed unimpressed by the creature's blows. Apparently...
Even more boring. Come on, creatures. Just hit it harder!
I am so tired of communicating with that dark elf. I completed 14 semesters of theatre studies for this? And certainly not. But fortunately, this story wasn't all about some dorky dark elf, but rather her stepbrother Tristan. This hero of good was also on his way to the aforementioned portal.
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come.
Tristan reeled off his usual speech, but his repeatedly defeated army was not prepared to put up with the usual sermon. Ooze and rotten vegetables were the response.
I understand your dejection. I too... Hey! No throwing rotten onions at the leader! Soldiers! Brothers! Hold back your justified anger for a moment. Yes, we were defeated. And yes, more than once. But still there is hope. Over there stands the legendary murky portal, which promises a connection to another world. Unlike my somewhat dark stepsister, I know how to activate the portal. From there, we will call on the heroes of other worlds for reinforcements. First, let us capture this fortress and establish a base. From there, we will then make our way to the portal. Stand fast, heroes of the West! Follow me.
An add-on where you play heroes? Well, that's nuts. Those dungeon developers just keep getting stranger and stranger. At least they resisted the temptation to call this add-on Reforged or Realmforged.
Forward, men! There are... Yuck! Spiders! Get rid of them! Quick!
Tristan and his followers could see a currently unreachable sinister rift in the distance. Conquering it would bring wonderful goodness.
Goodness? That sounds like a resource worthy of a paladin of light. Follow me, heroes of the West. Good will triumph. Guaranteed this time.
Your creatures have destroyed a cage. Tristan had freed several heroes from their cages. They gratefully joined their brave leader.
Evil has stretched its dark claws out towards our fortress. Follow me, brothers, for the light. The fortress is ours, my friends. It's time to celebrate. The light is with us.
Tristan had captured the old fortress. Although his troops were true followers of the light, there were more important things for them too. Wages, for example. In order for the old fortress to fulfill its purpose, a gold mine would first have to be built with the help of a construction crew.
In truth, a victory can quickly become stale if the just reward is not forthcoming. Let us build a gold mine.
Tristan had built a gold mine. Clinking coins now flowed into the hero's treasury.
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the reflection of the golden coins that also motivate me to do my work every day. A day may come when the gold mine's riches are extinguished, as we abandon our monetary obligations. But that day is still far off. Now we will erect new buildings and give this fortress a new lease on life.
Tristan had by now learned to modify his stolen speech. Is that something like character development in the Dungeons series? Weird. Now I've really seen everything. Huh. Tristan now set about continuing reconstruction. A sawmill, a tavern, and a house were a good base to expand his meager army. A sawmill now produced toolboxes. These were urgently needed for more advanced buildings, such as towers. Tristan had discovered a sinister rift. As so often in the not exactly variety-packed world of dungeons, it needed to be destroyed. Tristan had destroyed a
Men, faithful brothers, the time has come to expand our little settlement. Only then can we stand firm against evil. Forward! For the light!
Tristan, let his men continue working. New research was available to unlock more buildings.
Excellent, my faithful! We have another gold mine! If things go on like this, I could be paying off my student loan soon.
Dwarves craved delicious beer. Without that liquid gold, there was no way the little rascals would ever swing an axe. Tristan had built a house. This allowed him to recruit even more soldiers. Thanks to the tavern, elven soldiers could now be hired. They were extremely loyal and were content with a little gold in wages on payday. A barrack stood ready. This allowed Tristan's army to be expanded by the addition of human heroes. Tristan had discovered a huge dark seal. This could not be simply smashed to bits. It would instead take the paladin's power to subdue it. the dwarven camp allowed anyone have a... Tristan had captured a huge dark seal. This divine deed now produced a regular supply of goodness.
Outstanding! Okay, I could have done without that insidious attack on me, but if it helps us take over the murky portal...
Something wrong here. This stupid hero settlement is still standing. And why is that narrator hanging out with my brother now? Have you joined forces or what?
I'm the narrator, and therefore neutral per se. You apparently missed the fact that the new add-on is all about heroes. Because two people asked for it on some forum. You're just a supporting character here.
Supporting character? Me? I'm Talia, evil general and the game protagonist for at least 2 installments in this series. Without me, this would have all been cancelled ages ago. But, well, let's move the plot along and bring out the big guns. Forward, creatures! Time to show what you've learned in the arena. Don't worry, I can replace every single one of you. Oops. I mean, resurrect, of course.
Time out? Can we maybe talk about this again?
Tristan had to arm himself against evil's attacks. A smithy would allow him to greatly improve his own heroes. A sacred site would give him access to holy magic. He had no time to lose.
Men, faithful brothers, the time has come to expand our little settlement. Only then can we stand firm against evil. Forward! For the light!
Tristan, let his men continue working. New research was available to unlock more buildings.
Tristan? You? Here? I thought you would have died, somewhere between the main game and the add-on, as befits a useless hero. And you're building your own base, too. How impertinent. Forward, creatures! Destroy the base! That thing doesn't have a construction permit!
Talia! Even though we put our differences aside for a moment in the face of Thanos, I am still a paladin of light! And you are a vicious and mean person who has cheated at every Sunday board game since you were a child! You will never defeat the light!
Tristan had built a smithy. Heroes sent there were able to craft better equipment and thus greatly improve their performance. Tristan was able to build towers. These were strong enough to fend off enemy creatures, or at least keep them occupied for a while. One of your creatures has become livid with rage. A creature has become livid with rage. The merciless force of habit. Tristan had trained a legendary hero. These mighty warriors were the most powerful forces that good could send into the field. One of your creatures is furious and is on strike. One of your creatures has become livid with rage. One of your creatures is furious and is on strike. Tristan had had a sacred site built. This not only produced mana, but also gave him access to holy magic. A golden portal had been built. This made it possible to connect the portal to a second point in the world. Connoisseurs of the main game will recognize parallels to the dynamic portal spell. One of your creatures is furious and is on strike.
murky portal! Finally! Friends, brothers, we have made it! Now the portal just needs to be activated by channeled magic. Ha! All my stupid stepsister tried was, as usual, deplorable violence. I'll start channeling the magic. Protect me, my faithful...
Tristan had to focus all his energy on the murky portal. During this time, he was both defenseless and powerless.
Hey, howdy, brother mine. Are you caught in an uncomfortable position right now and can't get away? It'd be too bad if my creatures attacked you, wouldn't it? Creatures, attack my stupid stepbrother!
Talia, why are you doing this? We made a good team in the fight against Thanos.
Yeah, we could be on the same team. Didn't I offer you a job?
Yes, as your fan bearer. I'm not going to fan you with fresh air all day long.
Oh, too bad. Then you'd at least produce cool air for a change. Usually everything you say is nothing but hot air.
Talia, it's still not too late. You can still turn to the light.
Hey, Tristan, if you surrender now, and you and your devotees, excuse me, brothers, give up all your weapons, then I'll let you leave peacefully. Corrupt Dark Elf's honor.
I'm not falling for that. Not after the first 2 times.
Tristan had channeled his magic into the murky portal.
Ah! You're too late, sister! The portal is, well, I thought it was now activated, but somehow...
Problems, brother of mine?
Well, this portal. Maybe if I just turn it off and then back on again.
Oh, you just don't know how things work here. Typical supporting character. Channeled magic is all well and fine, but it still needs a magic word like Xylopylo from the main game, or...
When Talia spoke the magic words, the murky portal was activated, but contrary to expectations, it created a vortex and drew the unequal siblings into itself. Siblings in the storm. Talia and Tristan once again found themselves in a temporary alliance to escape the strange world. Talia and Tristan were drawn into the murky portal. There they tumbled through space and time, past the mysterious timekeepers and other crazy stuff you get to see in sections like this. Elsewhere, the complex structure of variants of reality or parallel universes would now have been explained. But let's be honest, the developers of the Dungeons series hit their mental walls just spelling parallel universe. Tristan and Talia landed in front of the portal, which was now deactivated. At first, they wondered whether they had really been pulled into the portal, or whether the blackberry jam from breakfast had been made with more than just blackberries. But then they understood. This wasn't their portal, but a similar portal in another world. Tristan was overjoyed, for it seemed his plan had worked. But when he looked around, he realized that this world was grim and dark. There were no shining heroes to be found here. Instead, this world had long ago been overrun by the creatures of evil. Tristan took to his heels and carried out Operation Panicked Retreat. His stepsister Talia didn't fare much better. Although there were plenty of horde and demon creatures here, they obviously didn't see the need for a dark elf general. And so Talia also took to her heels and opted for Panicked Retreat herself. The family ties were unmistakable. The two step-siblings discussed their situation in safety. They blamed each other. They beat each other up. Eventually, however, they came to the conclusion that they had to work together to escape this predicament.
Tristan, you dim-witted fool. It's only because of you that we're stuck in this strange parallel world where there are creatures who dare oppose me. At least these undead here are still sane and accept me as their undisputed leader.
That's probably because you smell like a 2-week-old floating corpse. They recognize you as one of their own.
Ah, that's Eau de Donjon by Talia. My first fragrance created especially for my fans, you miserable Philistine.
At least I'm glad we have a division of labor where I enjoy the fresh air of the overworld and you set up shop in a stuffy room in the basement. Just like when you were a teenager.
While Talia and Tristan continued to hurl nasty stories from their past at each other, the gameplay-hungry evil looked around. How could one escape this other world? 3 magic portal shards from the How Unimaginative Can You Be selection had powered the murky portal. This world's counterpart lacked these. One of the shards seemed to be stuck in the underground. Another portal shard could be found in the overworld. A third shard was also in the overworld, but seemed to be hard to reach.
Well then, let's work together to escape this unreal world. Shall we, stepsister?
As far as I'm concerned, you can kiss my... All right, peace for now. Onward, creatures, get to work. We'll back those portal shards before my brother and... Wait, what in the world is that weird thing?
An unnatural energy storm formed and swirled across the land. It seemed to affect the underground. Little snots were unable to concentrate and could barely work.
Then it's up to us, heroes of the West. The time may come when...
Enough! If you don't stop that damn speech right now, our alliance is over and there will be war.
An energy storm raged across the land. This had a dramatic effect on the performance of Talia's little snots or Tristan's production buildings, depending on what you hear.
This is all your fault, Tristan!
If I remember correctly, you activated the portal with some magic words, stepsister.
But a storm like this always has an eye. The eye of the storm. Fascinatingly, in the world of dungeons, this was a real object that, of course, had to be smashed to end the storm.
Smashing is right up my alley. And by that I mean my arm. My eye. Forward, creatures! Find this eye of the storm and smash it to pieces!
A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Payday. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. evil snots dug into a lava lump. Talia and the shard-collecting evil and Tristan had discovered the first portal shard had been destroyed. And by destroyed, I mean saved, of course, because it miraculously floated straight to the portal and landed in the right place. That may sound strange, maybe even rather stupid, but it fit the wondrous parallel world. It certainly fit the makeshift storylines found in Dungeons 4. The non-absolute evil-following creatures were not impressed by Tristan and Talia's presence and prepared to attack.
Oh, all your fault, you idiot! Because you're just way too loud!
Stealth is not a forte of paladins of light. We go into battle with our heads held high.
Yeah, I know. When you were 12, you snuck into the kitchen at night with your head held high to munch on sweets. You knocked over everything that could clink and rattle.
As quickly as the energy storm had come, it died down again. These things were like tornadoes and my ex-wife's mood swings. Unpredictable.
He's not gonna get up.
Ding dong! It's payday! Talia, Tristan, and the I almost forgot to mention it evil had discovered another portal. They knew what had to be done.
It still feels a bit wrong to me to destroy these portal shards so that they can be inserted into the portal.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
Another energy storm! Hold on to your hats, men!
Tristan, why don't you make more of an effort for once? We are way behind in the average player statistics. This isn't the ideal world paint by numbers thing you're used to from your childhood.
I spent my childhood with you and Thanos, evil stepsister and cold-hearted father. It's a wonder I didn't become a psychopath or even a politician.
A gold vein is almost exhausted. The last portal shard was destroyed. I mean, integrated into the portal. All of the shards had been inserted into the distant portal. It glittered and sparkled with energy.
Excellent. Then we can just go there and forget about this part of our lives, right?
But what neither Tristan nor Talia knew, and why I'm telling them all about it here, hot off the press, the glow suddenly disappeared. The portal lay in darkness.
Ah, I knew it! I knew it, damn it!
I think you lost me there. What happened?
Of course you can't follow, you loyal, brainwashed little light slave. We've been double-crossed.
I'll just ignore the insults for now. Who double-crossed us?
The story writers, of course. Those dumb bastards ran out of ideas again, and that's why they're dragging this out. We're probably going to have to recharge the portal or some such nonsense.
Talia obviously knew a great deal about the realities of the dungeon's world. Indeed, the portal had to be reactivated before Talia and Tristan, known in specialist circles as the TNT Power Pack, could escape this world.
Well, I guess that does make some sense. After all, I had to activate the portal on the way here and all that.
Ah, you can do this shit on your own. I'm on strike.
The murky portal. To escape this new world, Talia and Tristan would have to reactivate the murky portal.
I am the evil.
Right, reactivate the portal. Shouldn't be a problem for the two of us, should it, Talia? Talia? Talia!
La la la. I'm not listening to you. I'm on strike.
Talia! That's childish, even for you. Come on, we probably just need to channel our powers into the portal, and then...
Tristan was mistaken. Channeling his powers wouldn't be enough here. This version of the murky portal thirsted for soul energy.
Soul energy? That sounds terrible!
Ooh, soul energy. That sounds awesome. Okay, count me in. Let's go. Destroy enemies and collect their souls.
As if following a cheap script, at this point, some enemy creatures appeared on the scene and charged towards the portal. Luckily, these could be stopped. Just like a second wave, which was roasted to a crisp in the light of the goddess.
Goddess? Didn't I deal with her in the main campaign? Oh, never mind. One soul sucker coming right up.
Talia used her magic to draw the enemy's souls into the portal in order to charge it. Unfortunately, that used up the last dregs of mana. Mana needed to suck up souls.
Talia! Normally I would be outraged at you killing these poor things and destroying their souls. But, I want to get out of here too, so I'll close both eyes.
Ooh, I hope their souls will be tormented forever. Where were we? Oh, yeah, we need mana. Well, that's kind of complicated now without any demons listening to me. Tristan, that's your job now?
And so began the Battle of the Murky Portal. Tristan's scouts reported that they had discovered a strange demon portal.
Hey, that thing looks familiar. I've always used one of those for my own creatures. But that's a demon spell.
From demons you no longer control, you mean, sister?
Oh, shut up. And just smash the damn thing before more enemies show up.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. The demon portal was destroyed before any enemy creatures could pass through. Excellent. Tristan's divine light was once again available.
Oh, yeah, that weird light. What's that all about, Tristan? Did I miss something?
The goddess heard my prayers, Talia! She allows me to shine her searing holy light on our enemies! I'm overjoyed that I can do that! Talia? Are you listening?
What? Oh, yeah, of course. I'm totally into your boring paladin whatever. But I'm sorry, I have something important to do over there, and I can't listen to you any longer. Later!
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Enemy creatures were attracted by the portal's power. If the portal fell, Talia and Tristan would be trapped here forever.
And I am so not into that. Creatures, Tristan, weird heroes, stop them! There I see another delicious soul drifting to the ground. Come on, Tristan, let's get it!
The soul-sucking evil now had the opportunity to collect the souls. However, it needed mana to do so. It's payday. Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. The mana-saving evil had not yet collected any souls. This was all that remained of hostile creatures in the overworld. Perhaps it hadn't found the corresponding mission-specific button. Who could say for sure? Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. You've dug into a spider room. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider.
It's payday.
Enemy creatures now broke through from another direction and hurled towards the murky portal.
Friends, faithful brothers! The time may come when I can once again make long speeches. But now is not that time. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
You've dug into a spider room.
Evil is unstoppable!
One of your creatures has become livid with rage. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
I just remembered that I could use the divine light. That would make it easy to burn our enemies. The goddess has entrusted me with a sacred quest. If I conquer a few sites, her divine light will become even stronger. That would be important, wouldn't it, Talia?
Did you say something? I'm sorry, stepbrother, but whenever your mouth opens, my ear's going to pass through mood.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. You've dug into a spider room. One of your creatures has become livid with rage. One of your little snots dug into a lava lump. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Ding dong, it's payday.
This soul energy thing is taking forever! Can't you speed things up a bit? That reminds me of that wooden wagon you built, with 2 sets of brakes.
The first model had no brakes, and then you pushed me off the cliff.
Oh, yeah. The good old days.
One of your creatures is furious and is on strike. One of your creatures is furious and is on strike. One of your creatures has become livid with rage. By now, Tristan and Talia had collected half of the souls they required. Some weirdo in a black robe with a scythe looked pretty unhappy about that.
Ooh, look at all that blood and guts. I could have been your general, you maggots. But it's my fault that you have forgotten to appear.
You always complain when I take inspiration from other people's speeches, and then steal someone else's words yourself.
Oh, shut it, Tristan!
Talia, is it really ethical for us to use all these souls to solve our predicament? We have now collected 3/4 of what we need, but I have slight doubts as to whether...
Murder, pillage, slaughter.
Destroy!
Did you say something, Tristan?
No, never mind. Let's just carry on here.
Enemy creatures were now also storming towards the murky portal from a third direction.
Oh, this is taking on absurd proportions. When I catch the idiots who complained about the easy difficulty level, there was that damn song about an apple and a pen. I'll do the same with your heads and a few spears.
Payday. Tristan had taken one of the sacred sites. This one amplified the divine light so that it inflicted even greater damage. A gold vein is almost exhausted. The murky portal was now charged with soul energy. Talia and Tristan could now activate it at any time.
But I'm right in the middle. I'm on a roll here, Tristan. Don't ruin this for me.
You couldn't wait to leave this place.
Yeah, but murder, slaughter, destruction. Oh, come on, just a little longer. That could even make for a nice challenge. Some would even call it an achievement.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Your little snots have dug into a spider nest. Man-of-Wars have appeared in your dungeon. You've dug into a spider room. You've dug into a spider room. reservoirs have been discovered in your dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider.
It's payday.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Talia, Tristan, and the making death unemployed evil had collected an incredible number of souls. Now it was
What? Already? Oh.
Talia and Tristan had done it. They gleefully threw themselves into the murky portal, catapulting us straight into the end sequence. Talia and Tristan threw themselves through the murky portal, which then closed behind them. Tristan's faithful brothers, or whatever other flowery terms he found for them, were left behind in a hostile world. Just like Talia's faithful. But to be fair, the Dark Elf had already forgotten about them. Once again, the siblings whirled through time and space, past the one timeline, turning off just before the end of time. Where did Talia and Tristan end up this time? Would they end up back home? Did they find an old DeLorean on the way home that could be used to travel through time? Or did they end up in a completely different world this time? One ruled by giant dinosaurs? And what had Gorgu been up to in the meantime? Had he hidden in Talia's bag and been with her the whole time? Or had he stayed behind to rule the world alone? I'm sure those pencil-pushing Philistines at Realmforge won't or can't answer any of these questions. So, we'll have to wait until the next era, or series installment, for answers. On that note, take care. And until then, my friends,